Alright, what is up guys? So we just got patch notes for Hotfix 42, which is going to be the multiclassing patch. It will be up in approximately 3 hours from the time I am currently recording this, give or take a bit. And just unrelated, not kind of related, I'll be streaming whenever, so shortly after it goes live, because I'll be getting off work and coming back home. But anyways, to go over the patch notes really quick, because I have to leave soon. There are some issues they fixed, nothing that's really crazy. Don't I don't even know what this is. Whatever. Most of this doesn't really matter. Fix an issue where the gold chest was not locked. Okay, so I didn't even know this was a bug. I kind of just assumed they decided to unlock gold chest for the quest to interact with 25 gold chests, but whatever. If you didn't finish it, sucks to suck. Class simulation on and off option has been added. This is cool because then you don't. This is actually honestly good because now you don't have to worry about your cloak like glitching through your head. That's kind of cool. Giant change here. The maximum movement speed cap has been changed from 350 to 330. Okay, so the biggest thing this affects as a baseline, buff ball. Buff ball, barbarian, haste, accelerando, whatever. I think that's the movement speed one. Rage, sprint, whatever you want to consider. This is huge for them. So pretty much now they are never going to be they're going to be slower because most of the time they are like a good build. You very oftentimes were above 330, right? Another really big thing this affects is rogues, specifically Shadowrunner, which is integrated into Ambush. But it's not going to change them running it. However, pretty much every rogue in this game was somewhere around 330 movement speed, and if they popped Ambush and Shadowrunner proc, they would go above it. Now, you literally can't, so that's pretty much just a useless point of the perk. I guess now you're faster with your weapons out, because, or you're not faster with your weapon out, but still gives you value with your weapons out. But, however, they are still very, very fast. They're pretty much going to be move speed cap by default. And most of the other characters, this won't really hurt. Wizards, Warlocks doesn't really affect because very few times were they ever above 330 speed. This really is going to hit fighters and barbarians the hardest. Because, like I said, when you're popping your move speed ability, like sprint, or, you're getting haste accelerandoed, you're just not going to be able to go to 350 anymore, right? For the most part, this doesn't affect that many characters. Cleric doesn't matter for, Bard probably doesn't really matter for, because most times they weren't this fast. They were relatively fast, but they weren't exactly getting up to 330. But, like I said, this is cool overall. I don't like that they're changing the movement speed cap. I think having a general movement speed cap isn't good. I think individual classes should have their movement speed adjusted. But, it's helpful. I'm not going to say how helpful it is because we did just get movement speed nerfed with removing movement speed on pants. I think if they were going to do this, it was entirely they didn't need to nerf the movement speed on pants because, this would effectively make it so people can't go as fast regardless, right? But it is what it is. It's cool. Some characters are getting hurt by this, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter, I think. Like I said, it's very few characters that actually get affected by this. Okay, big thing. The EXP required to level up a character has been significantly reduced. The levels of existing characters will be adjusted accordingly. So, I don't know. What I'm about to tell you, I've just heard. I don't know if it's true. This hasn't been said or anything anywhere. There's just things I've heard. I have heard that after level 20, they are changing it from, instead of being 1,000 XP per level, it'll be 500 XP per level. So, whatever level you are past 20, it'll just be doubled. So, if you're level 25, you'll be level 30. If you're level 30, you'd be level 40. And so on and so forth, right? However many levels you've gained after level 20 will be doubled. So, for example, you see I am level... where's my... I'm level 118. I would be level almost... What? I would be nearly level 218. I'd be level 216, I think. But, yeah. So, assuming that's actually done that way, and that's the actual numbers, like I said, I don't know what they are, just what I've heard, so I could be wrong, take it with a grain of salt. Then that's what it'll do. However, this was always expected. They needed to lower the EXP requirement because it was just too hard for most people to get multiclassing. Like, even me now, with a super high-level character, I don't have other characters level 30. So, it'll definitely make it easier. Probably still needs to be reduced a bit more. I think leveling to 1 through 20 takes a bit long. But if they reduce everything after 20 from 1,000 to 500, it'll probably, level 1 through 20 will probably be hit back to the old levels. So, maybe you'll get a couple more. Like I said, I don't know. Just my own assumptions. All right, moving on. Barbarians, Iron Will no longer ignores knockback. Doesn't really matter. I mean, kind of cool, but overall are mostly irrelevant. Rogue's Rupture cooldown and change from 18 seconds to 24 seconds. This is a big change for Goblin Caves mainly. Give me one moment here, please. Okay, never mind. I had somebody DMing me. I was asking if I can get any confirmation on the thing for the XP, but they didn't. They couldn't confirm anything. But okay, this is mostly like a Goblin Caves change, because in Goblin Caves, oftentimes you run into rogues running hand crossbow rupture, and they're just kind of like a menace. But this is really what this is for. You don't really see this a ton in trios, although I don't think it's awful in trios. You just don't see it a lot. Cleric's Divine Protection's physical damage reduction change from 50% to 30%. This is so these two things here, and Cleric's Smite no longer scales. These aren't necessarily Cleric nerfs. However, these are definitely nerfs for multiclassing, right? Because this way you can't have a ton of characters taking Divine Protection, hitting PDR cap just for free, and you can't have a ton of characters taking Smite and just one-tapping you, right? Smite no longer scales, so it's always a flat 10 magic damage added. And yeah, that's cool. And then Divine Protection, that's 20% off. This is still going to be decent, but it's not going to be broken anymore on a bunch of other characters like Slayer, like I mentioned before. Will be good, won't be crazy. Reduce hit slow penalty for Rondel, Stiletto, and Chris. So I'm not exactly sure what this means. Okay, I'm like, there are two things this could mean. This could mean, one, that when somebody is swinging the dagger, they are not as slow swinging it, or when you are hit by the dagger, you are not as slow. I think it is the second one. I think this means that whenever you are hit by the weapon, you are not as slow. Because remember, that's what hit slow is, right? I'm pretty sure that's what this means. But I'm not 100% sure, but I'd say like 80%. Chris Dagger's weapon damage has been reduced. This is good. Warlocks were a complete and utter menace with Chris Dagger. It was awful to fight against. Now, all classes can play an instrument. This is just for, multiclassing yet again. And I know a lot of people are like, oh no, Barbs can throw drums again. It's not that good, because the thing with drums is they are an equipable, same way Francisca's are. So if you throw it and pick it up, it won't automatically go back to your hotbar, so you can throw it again. You'd have to re-equip it. This is the same as them running Crush and throwing it to break doors. It doesn't really matter. Not even that good. Weapon damage of each rarity for all instruments has been adjusted. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Obviously, we'll have to see whenever it goes live, because they didn't even say whether it's been upped or lowered. But like I said, we'll have to see. The movement speed of all robes has been changed to -10. This is a very big thing, specifically for Occultist robe and the Golden robe, I would say, because both of them had I think Occultist robe had a -5 movement speed. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure it did. But Golden robe in particular has a -5 movement speed penalty, which was absolutely ridiculous. I've complained about this a lot in the past. They gave way too many stats for the movement speed penalty it has. This is a 1.6% movement speed reduction on anyone wearing a robe, so that's pretty big. Nothing super crazy, but it's certainly a nice thing, Like, it's probably not going to be the deciding factor. However, instead of 100%, they're going to be 98.4, right? You know what? Can't complain. I'll take it. The attributes of some crafted items have been changed. I mean, the video is going to go up too late for you guys to maybe capitalize on this. However, what I assume is this will be the Golden Robe, because as of right now, the Golden Robe is entirely useless. If you don't know, I will show you. I haven't put my video out on it yet because I don't really feel the need to, but I do have all the quests done, and currently the Golden Robe gives luck, armor rating, and magic damage reduction. This is super useless. No one was ever going to build it, so just pretty much really bad. Golden Scarf is 2 strength, 2 dex, 3 agi, and then everything else for the most part is good. I think another option is Fangs of Death. Fangs of Death is not very good. All it gives is luck plus MR, and the MR isn't super relevant. I could get a Torque of Soul that has the exact same MR. I don't have luck, but I could roll the luck, because that's something to consider. I could get a Torque of Soul, and I could roll 50 luck on my Torque. So why should this exist, right? Like, why should I be spending all this money crafting? I think Fangs will get changed. I think there's a good chance this is going to become a Necklace of Peace. However, like I said, that could be wrong. Actually, while I'm saying that, right now, 1 second, let me go. Okay, instant trade it. That's cool. Oh, Fangs of Death. Let's see if there's any good ones on the market. You know what? Honestly, I'm considering just buying these right now. Just buy some really good ones. Because how many are even here? But anyways, I'll do that after. Back to the video. Sorry, guys. Let me go back. So, actually, those are the two things I think will be changed. The gear scores of some crafted items have been changed. This is probably going to be Copperlight, if I had to guess. Maybe Copperlight, Brave Hunters, Wolf Hunters. The things that you could wear in the really low gear score lobbies. It's kind of needed because it was super easy to smurf. It made Copperlight really, really good. The Ruby Silver Leather Cap can now be worn by all classes. This is fantastic. Before, it was only rogues and rangers that could wear it, and they had no reason to wear it. So, that's cool. Ruby, Silver, and Gold ore spawns have been slightly increased. I assume probably one more node in Hell, if I had to guess. Maybe they added Ruby, Silver to the first floor. Who knows? Doubtful, but possible. And then probably one of the worst changes of all time, the entry limit for high roller and trade is level 20. I know this is done to combat cheaters because they've done stuff like this before, and this is the exact change they made. However, I don't like this. You are then further limiting your player base off. Before level 20, everybody is now locked to norms, which is just super unfun to play. Leveling in HR for, like, your upper echelon of players who's used to HR was nice. I didn't have to play norms if I didn't want to because norms is super boring. But now you are locked to HR and you cannot trade before level 20. So the thing is, something about this, actually, it's really annoying, also for trade specifically, is like, let's say you're playing norms, you find a really good piece of gear, you are now forced to leave it into your stash until you are level 20 before you can either use it or sell it, which is just dumb, right? Stupid. Now when the Squire gives out supply items, if you unlock a higher grade item among junk poor common, the lower grade item will not be given out. That's cool. It just cleans up your Squire stash so you don't steal all these junk items. This is honestly... this is kind of a nerf too, because if you were trying to, if I made a video about talking about the gear-based matchmaking, if you're trying to abuse it, sometimes you wanted to use junk items. The only way you could get those is by getting from the Squire or starting with them. So that's kind of annoying, but is what it is. You can now multi-select random attribute filters in the marketplace. This is really good. You can now search for a specific piece of gear. Let's say you want strength, max health, action speed. You can search for that specifically. Before, you could only search for one, and then you had to, like, sort through. This is going to be really good for selling stuff, really good for buying stuff. The multi-class system has been added. So I've talked about multiclassing before. We're getting it now. So good luck and get ready. And moving on to the last few things that are in the dev notes. I think the biggest thing is this right here. Let me see if I can find it. They talk about, like, their XP requirement. Max level is after 2. Well, the max level is not 270, but that's where you learn your last learning token, which will be 13. Here, the fortune teller's reset timer for her mind wipe service has also been increased. It's available to re-roll your learning tokens once every Tuesday and Friday. So on Tuesday and Friday, you can go to the fortune teller, and she will reset all the learning token you spent so you can change your build. Can't do it all the time, only Tuesday and Friday. I don't know why Tuesday and Friday, but those days. And then secondary, as we noted multiple times, we are looking at this multi-class test as a true experiment for the season. Please note that there is a very good chance that the multi-class system will substantially evolve for the next season, or may even be removed based on the response from the community. So I'm just going to say it, 99% chance multi-classing is fucking gone by next season. I would almost guarantee it is. Because people already are hating the idea of it. I don't think it's going to be done that well, and I think it's going to be really, really broken. So if you really like it, really like the idea, get your fun in while you can. But if not, good luck. It's going to be chalked. And like I said, the video's not going to be super long because I got to go soon. I got to upload this really fast and get out. So that's going to be it. Feel free to leave your opinions and comments down below as always. And I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.